Hello and welcome to another Tim Allen 1337 guide, where today we're going to be touching on Succession Guardian. This is going to be a really basic guide with a couple of tips I've learned, but I'm still fairly new to this, but I've racked up a couple thousand kills in RBF in preparation for this video. There isn't a whole lot of depth to Succession Guardian in my opinion, but there's also an extremely rewarding and bursty amount of damage. When I find someone roughly equally geared to me, they get absolutely destroyed when I catch them in my normal combo. But just like Awakened Guardian, our moves are obvious and slow and very easy to counter for somebody who's paying attention. We'll get into the tactics of being successful with Suck Guardian later, but first, let's go over the skill tree and some of the basic moves. Like most builds, you'll want to start at 18 or 1900 skill points. I'm currently using about 2100 for all the little extras, but I'll go over the core skills quickly. Your bread and butter combo starter is going to be Prime Mutilation. It's a simple charge up into a swing with a big float and air attack and down attack damage. You have Frontal Guard with charging the skill, but you're completely unprotected while you're swinging. And that's really important to note and get used to, especially if you're coming over from Awakening where you're so protected. The follow-up is immediately going into Black Blood Slaughter. This is a forward guard the whole time and has a knockdown with air and down attack damage modifiers and air and down attack smashes. Next, you have Avalanche Strike. I really don't see a point in taking the Prime version since it's completely unprotected and really doesn't offer much more damage. This is a really quick skill, though mostly unprotected. It's a good skill to extend a combo or get a quick last hit when you're safe. Next, you've got your massive super armor damage skills, starting with Prime Mountain Slam. No CC, but it's a ton of damage and a wonderful follow-up to Black Blood Slaughter. Even if your target isn't knocked down, you can still do fight-changing damage to your opposition with this skill without really getting into the fight. Then you have Prime Black Blood Circle and its flow Black Blood Eruption. Easily my favorite skill in the kit. This will provide a great heal, it's a low cooldown, and you can simply walk into a fight and do massive damage to those around you. It also has a minus 15% evasion debuff that, of course, I added a negative 15 DP shred and minus 4% additional evasion debuff to boot. If your mutilation combo didn't do as much damage as you wanted to a target, can't catch an iframe class, or you're just in a bad spot, this skill will provide great value to your team. Queue up an animation cancel for the teleport out of the fight, and you'll probably snipe a kill or two without even knowing it. Now make sure you still grab the basics. Prime Claw Reveal, your crit buff and 100%. Prime Axe Throw, Fierce Disdain, Foretold Encounter, Almost Objurgation, Frigid Wind, Infernal Nemesis, Juggernaut, and Sturdy Steps. Those are all movement and buff skills for combos. Also make sure you pick up Chokeslam, Frenzy, and Black Blood Descent. But please note, on Black Blood Descent, the super armor is terrible. When you hit the ground, you are unprotected. No matter how fast you try to thread another protected skill right after it, don't get baited into wanting to use it for the DP buff, just use Almas instead. You'll want to get Prime Boulder Crush and Prime Savage Hack too. I really only use these in longer fights where I'm trying to finish somebody off who's on the ground, but I'm out of my main skills. They're slow and situational, and Boulder's super armor is finicky at best. Practice them before you get into a fight to figure out how they work together, because it's not really obvious or consistent. If you're looking for more information on the skills I briefly mentioned, please go back to my original Guardian video. I go over the basic skills there in more detail. I also went over skill add-ons in another video, but here's a quick look and update on what I'm using for Succession. I'm basically putting as much varied DPS into my skills as possible. The basic combo looks like this. Mutilation and a Black Blood Slaughter, and then from there you can go straight into super armor damage with Mountain Slam and Black Blood Circle. Or you can weave Avalanche Strike into this combo before, after, or even in between your big super armor damage to extend the combo as needed. It's worth mentioning one more time that Mutilation and Black Blood Slaughter are frontal guards, and Mutilation is unprotected while you swing. You need way more situational awareness than when playing Awakening. To that end, using your movement skills like Fierce Disdain, Foretold Encounter, Frigid Wind, and definitely Infernal Nemesis are extremely important. Note that while using Juggernaut or casting Black Blood Circle, you can instant cast Infernal Nemesis for a quick getaway. Don't forget my favorite filler skill, Frenzy. It's still an extremely useful skill in Succession and can get you some great catches and keep you safe in sticky situations. Now, I mainly play Succession in RBF, but grinding is definitely possible, and you get okay trash per hour, but I couldn't imagine choosing it over Awakened grinding. Also, with how short of range and unprotected a lot of the combos with Succession Guardian are, I noticed that it's a tough time being successful in RBFs with more than 50 people. I would rather stay in Awakening for Node Wars greater than 30-person caps. That being said, learning the basics of Succession is really simple and honestly rewarding. Blowing people up even though I'm 2 AP brackets lower than my Awakening is really fun. I've spent a couple dozen hours doing it, and I'm definitely going to keep doing it. However, I think everyone who is starting Guardian should begin and focus on Awakening. But if you're looking to have a little fun, I think of this as like a little mini game built into the class. Regardless if you try Succession or not, thank you for watching, and I hope it gave you a good foundation of the basics. Please subscribe to the channel and keep a lookout for more guides and updates. And please follow my Twitch channel and come say hi. I'm live all the time, and we put on a wonderful podcast every week with a couple of my friends you can catch live on my channel or in the description, link below on Spotify. Thanks for watching, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Why is black blood so hard to say? I tripped up saying it like 50 times making this video.